Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney. Devin Haney moving up to 140 pounds. This is my raw breakdown for this fight. The fights I want you to pay attention to that happened Devin Haney's already had is George Kambosos, number one, and Jojo Diaz versus Devin Haney. Because I think that the Prograis fight is going to look like one of those. And I think that's important to remember that when you think of the 140-pound division and what we thought of it a year ago, 2 years ago, to what we're going to think about it after Devin Haney wins, and after knowing that Teofimo Lopez beat Taylor and how easily he did it. I think this is a division that benefited from the top three guys fighting a similar style. A style that each one of them would look their best against when they fought each other. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad division. No, I think it was a good, talented division. But I'm thinking that because there wasn't elite boxers in it, as far as defensive guys, as far as guys that had good reflexes, as far as guys that had good legs, and there were mostly guys that were wanting to fight on the inside, that wanted to fight at a certain range, that the division, we found the best guy of that style, but maybe the division lacked a style and avoided a style, or didn't happen to have that style to expose their weaknesses, right? And we got a division like 135, you got a division like 147 where you have every style, and the guy that rises to the top has to really rise against all these styles to get there. Might just mean a little bit more. Now we got Devin Haney, a guy that relies a lot on precision. I always speak on how much he relies on precision. I always say the way he fights is if he has two swords. He's like a swordsman with two swords. So even his defense, right? He strikes with his offense, right? Strikes with his sword, but he also even has to defend with his sword. And that relies on precision. So that means that when he's sharp and he is full of energy, it's the most effective. But as he slows down, that precision will go down and it will create opportunities and holes in his game for his opponent to capitalize on. Now, Regis Prograis is a guy who they may have taught how to box, but they never had to teach how to fight. He was a guy that's a natural fighter, and what he knew from just probably growing up, his natural instincts to fight, he brought into a pro level and just developed it over time against better fighters with better training and more experience. Now, he is a flat-footed fighter, right? And he keeps his hands in a position to where they can always strike. He's looking to roll, catch you, jab you, but everything within his bubble. He's a fighter that fights in a bubble. And if you step in his bubble, he's very dangerous. But if you step outside of his bubble, which we've seen in the Zorilla fight, it really exposed his limitations of getting his offense on you. I thought Zorilla beat him. I thought Zorilla was not going to get the decision. But the one thing that Zorilla lacked, that really lacked him from getting a decision, because you have close rounds, the judges are going to go with the bigger name, right? They're going to go with the thing that feels safer. The problem that Zorilla didn't have was he didn't have the name power to do it, to really pull off that type of fight to win that decision. Devin Haney does. Devin Haney's the bigger name going into this fight. So if he fights the style that Zorilla fought, and is as effective as Zorilla, he's going to get those rounds. The Zorilla couldn't. Now people say, oh, is that crooked? I don't know if it's crooked. It's just a mental part and a mental game of being a judge, is that maybe sometimes they're going to go with the name in a close fight because it feels like this guy's a nobody. Now, maybe that round was close, but am I really going to score the close round to him and have a controversial call that, oh, you robbed the big name in the fight? So sometimes I think it's a lot of pressure to go with that guy. But when you have a name power like Devin Haney, then you can win those rounds against a guy like Regis Prograis. I think that's a big change to the fight. I think Devin Haney avoids the bubble. I think he boxes a decision. I think it's one-sided. I think that what he can do, what he has the ability to do in the ring, is going to eliminate the dangerous spots that Regis Prograis is. Now, I don't think Regis Prograis is as skilled as Lomachenko. I do not, but I do think he's more dangerous. As far as he lands a shot, it probably really means something. And that's the most interesting point of the fight is, does he land, right? Because is there a chance that he really does get Kambosos, right? Where he doesn't land anything, he never gets effective, he just is out of the fight the whole time? Or is it the moments you see in the 10th, 11th round that Haney has a huge dip in energy? Or just in the second half of the fight, where Haney's defense isn't as precise. His movement's not as precise, and it becomes a little bit repetitive with his head movement. That Regis can land a shot and really change the fight. and really put Haney in a dangerous situation like he was against Linares. But I think Haney is very skilled. I think Haney's going to be very controlled, and I think Haney's going to use his advantages and what has been revealed to be his advantages in this type of fight. I think he's going to take a decision. This has been the Raw Breakdown. Deuces.